Going into 2023, what are some trends or considerations that we see in the marketing space or that business owners can think about?
In general, there's been a lot of uncertainty over the last few years, and I think that is going to continue. And with that uncertainty, people just don't know what to do. So people get a little nervous and maybe they don't lean into things like their marketing and investing into their business. You don't want to be playing on defense, because if you're stagnating or staying the same, your business is going to slowly depreciating. Right. So you always want to be taking an offensive mindset. How do we deploy our money in the most effective ways possible? And to continue to say, let's continue to take risks, continue to move the needle. And yesterday's playbook, literally, 2022 is not going to be the same for 2023. Pricing is going to change because market demand and market forces have changed. Macroeconomic conditions are changing. Your competitive landscape is changing. So maybe you need to be more strategically competitive and around how you're positioned, more specialized, more focused, or maybe you have more leverage. You can increase your prices. In some cases, you have to decrease your prices. I think there's a continuing trend of people wanting to be more flexible with how they spend money. It's about access, not ownership. So having co-working office memberships versus 20-year leases, although maybe you could argue that 20-year leases now is the time to get into it. But I think there's a need for greater flexibility. Yeah. And I think companies are going to have to continue to be on the offense and do so in a way that is low risk and high reward. And people that are selling to businesses these days need to be thinking in terms of, how do I give them the financial outcome they're looking for? Because they're making financial business decisions, investments with their purchases. They're not simply doing it for the sake of things. And those reasons are changing. So my biggest advice is spend your money offensively and to invest your mind and to continue to take risks and push the envelope, but then to track and measure everything. Yes. And not play by yesterday's playbook. Now is the time to continue to evolve based on what the market is actually asking for and staying super attuned to what the frontline conversations are with your clients and customers.
So paying more attention, investing in measurement and tracking more closely, and doubling down on tactics that are working, as opposed to just pausing everything and taking a step back, because now is not the time to do that.
Yeah, and playing it safe. So if you've been sort of doing okay, but you're starting to see attrition, it might be time to re-innovate, reconsider your model, think about what your product mix is, think about how you're pricing, think about what offers you're making, and really just doubling down on who your best customer is. The global advice I can give you is, no, I don't have the answer. No one has the answer. Your customers have the answer. So paying attention to what they're actually spending their money on and what they're valuing when you're talking to them and what they're willing to spend versus what they're not willing to spend, and really just paying close attention to the things that they no longer need and doubling down on the things they do need, and continuing to do that into the future, because things are going to continue to change, and that's the only way to innovate in business, and you have to innovate.